Welcome to the Liberating Joy in Learning podcast. I'm Verena Beckstrand, and last time we finished up our discussion of the first primary lens, Wondering Shamelessly, and we gave a brief introduction to the second primary lens, Claiming Our Learning. Claiming our learning is the answer to the heartfelt wondering, which becomes the seed that determines what our growing and learning will look like. By claiming our learning, we define and claim the most inspiring and compelling focus for our growth. The more thoughtfully, descriptively, and specifically we make our claim, the more powerfully a claim will impact our growth. Sometimes what we want to learn after wondering isn't what we thought it would be.
Okay.
Kevin Ashton, in his book, How to Fly a Horse, explains that words allow us to make them, our goals and needs, more explicit both to ourselves and to others. When we know the word for dog, we are more likely to chase a dog because we are more capable of doing so. End quote. When we have words that clearly describe what we want to learn, then we're more likely to learn it. We'll decide not just to chase the creature that's eating our chickens. We'll chase a dog we can understand from more than just a reactionary perspective, like the dog that does other things besides eat chickens, right?
Right.
Using the example from last time, I started with the question, how do I intentionally forgive others and my own weaknesses so that God can heal my heart? However, after wondering about that a bit, my claim was more than just that. It became, I seek to forgive others and extend divine grace so that God can heal my heart and help us grow in unity with Him. I decided that I wasn't just trying to forgive and heal. I wanted to learn to help myself and others grow in that effort to forgive through grace and healing. That was just more than that. But that came after I did some wondering.
Right.
So the question for you right now is, how has more clarity helped you reach a goal better? You have an answer?
Not particularly. I think that is a question we need to ask, or that can be asked on, how do I say it? It's a tough question to answer because, honestly, as we've been going through this process, I've been learning things myself, and I go back to that quote about words having meaning. The word for a dog. The example that we've used quite a bit in this podcast is our efforts to learn disc golf. And when we're wondering how to throw a disc effectively, we were discussing this last time we went out on Saturday, was we reached a certain point and we realized that we're plateauing.
Right.
In order to continue to grow, we've got to take steps to have more information, to become clear on the steps to become better. And I think in whatever effort that you're trying to learn, whether it's the example you gave about how do you intentionally forgive others, or whether it's trying to throw a disc golf, playing disc golf, or to learn to play the guitar, or to learn how to draft, or whatever, you reach a certain point and you eventually going to plateau. And then from there, you got to, I need to go back to the beginning, wondering more, what else do I need to grow? Or is there more, or is there ability to grow? And then you do the research and you find the definition of the word dog. And, as an example, then you're able to continue that growth.
Right. Or you may decide, okay, I'm done doing this for a while.
Right.
I don't want to learn how to do this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I've learned what I can. I'm just kind of shift
Right.
and go another direction with my
Right.
life or whatever. I'll go back to the disc golf. When I was looking at this in preparation for recording this, I was thinking of that need to define the next step.
Right.
Right. So on Saturday, I was like, yeah, I got to shift. I think it was before Saturday.
Right, because you'd already done the research and you had the methods you wanted to try.
Yeah, I had checked out some YouTube videos because in my mind I was like, okay, the steps leading up to the throw, I need to fix that, right?
Right.
And so I had done some research, and so since then, and I've had time this week when it was light to go, and I've been able to practice those steps that I found on YouTube. But I had to define that, right? I had to recognize, okay, this is where I'm lacking. It's the lead up to the toss that I need some help with. And so I kind of claimed that, okay, I'm going to learn how to and really it was that YouTube search, right?
Right.
How do I transition from 2 steps to 4 steps?
Right.
And that was
Right.
was my claim, even though,
Right.
disc golf, I've never made a learning vista for disc
Right.
golf. But you, at some point you claim, okay, this is what I need next
Right.
in my growth in general,
Right.
in life in general, or with a specific skill,
Right.
or whatever. So
Yeah. You wonder about things, and eventually you have to stop wondering. You have to keep moving. So you have to find that what it is. You have, like you said, claim that
Right.
next part of your growth. Where do I want to go from here? Do I want to just keep thinking about it? Is it not important to me to keep growing, or do I want to keep growing? Or, like you said, we reach a point that, okay, I've gone as far as I want to go for now.
yeah.
I'm going to set aside and move on and go do something else.
Right. And either, you make a learning claim and you write it down,
Right.
or you do an internet search, or you talk to somebody, you find
Right.
an expert that can help you with that. Like,
Right.
claiming can really just be asking somebody for
Right.
help.
But it's taking that next step of wondering. You actually have to put forth the effort
Yes.
for the growth.
Yes.
So life is often messy and hard with lots of competing demands. Also, failure makes us cautious about making goals and deciding to learn something. Don't let past failures or inadequacies or life's craziness prevent you from claiming your learning. Acting intentionally to claim our desires, even in the face of life's many demands on our attention, puts us on the path to understanding and direction in order to eventually fulfill a multitude of growing desires. And so the question for you is, when have you felt frustrated by the realities of life when trying to define a goal or claim learning?
Plants have always been an issue for me.
Okay.
I have a keychain that says easily distracted by plants, but mostly I'm distracted by the wild ones.
Right.
And I don't take care of the
Right.
plants that I have very well. I don't like just hanging out outside, whatever.
Right.
And so, because life just sort of gets in the way.
Right.
But there was a time a short while ago, my daughter was like, "Hey, you got this plant kit a while ago. We should plant some things with it." But it kind of took her
Right.
to encourage me to make the effort, right?
Right.
Because life is busy, and plants that I have to take care of are kind of down
Right.
the list of
Down
things
the
to
list of
take
things.
care of, right? So
Yeah.
that's mine. Do you have one?
Right. Yes, I do. One of the things that, and I've mentioned this before in this podcast, is my efforts to learn to play the guitar. And sometimes, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna make a goal. I've set the time. I'm gonna practice. I've got the tools to learn, and I'll go for a week or more practicing every day for a few minutes. I pick things up, feel good about it. Then life happens. Whether it's I have to work late, or there's something that we have to do as a family, or the kids need me to do something, or whatever, and I get distracted, or I get tired, or it breaks that rhythm. And I think in all aspects of your learning, things like that can cause you to, you miss a week, and oh man, it's no use. And that's where you have to, again, claim if it's important to you, you claim it and you get back up on it. You don't let like we said here, you don't let the past failures or inadequacies or life's craziness prevent you from claiming your desires and to keep growing.
Right.
And it's important to remember that you made this effort. It's important to you. Life happens. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it distract you. Don't let it force you to give up on those learning desires.
Right. And I think that's also a case where if you better define what you really want to learn with that,
Right.
then you may be more at peace with it. Like, just off the top of my head, I want to be a mediocre guitar player, but I
Right.
want to be a really great mediocre guitar
Right.
player, right? And so I'm going to come at it as often as I possibly can,
Right.
right? So, and that is a totally acceptable learning
Right.
claim, right? Or
Right.
with plants, I want to keep alive the plants that I have and maybe grow
Right.
a couple more, right?
Right.
Like I got a kit, it had 10, and I planted 3.
Yeah.
Because I just knew that I didn't want to take on all of that.
Right.
So again, this is just a plug. The better you define exactly what you want,
Right.
and spend more time wondering so that you can be clear about life's craziness
Right.
in that wondering, right?
Right.
So that when you do make that claim, it's something that you really want. And
Right.
I hate the word sustainable because it's overused right
Right.
now, but it's sustainable. So
Right.
you can keep going.
Yeah, even when life happens and you realize, okay,
Right.
I haven't done it for a week, that's okay. I can get back. I can pick
I can
myself up and
still
keep
be
going.
a really great mediocre
Right,
guitar player,
exactly.
right? Whatever it is.
Whatever
right?
it happens to be,
You
right.
know? And that's okay.
Yeah.
So your efforts to clarify and claim your growing desires, along with any work with primary lenses that we're discussing right in this series,
Right.
will eventually make it easier to not only make the learning and growth you desire a reality, but also help you redefine or shift your desires moment by moment and season by season in life.
Right.
So don't be shy in your learning claim. Whatever your heart desires, claim it, right? And do the wondering and then make that claim based on the wondering and
Right.
the realities that
Right.
you're facing.
Right. Now, we're taking, like we've said before, we're taking our time as we go through each of these primary lenses. Next time, we're going to talk more about claiming our learning, and we're going to focus specifically on the differences between traditional goals and learning claims, because there is a difference in what we're discussing. In the meantime, send us your questions or comments to learningliberated@gmail.com. Let us know how you're thinking about this podcast, what you like, what you don't like, and if this episode spoke to you or you think it's somebody that could benefit from it, share with them and let us know how it goes. See you later.
Bye.